So let's talk about this, okay? It's a little bit of review for some of you that have been in for a while, but I'm going to go into some specifics. But first, I want to talk with Frank. We can't talk about inviting people to things without talking about our buddy Frank, okay? So Frank stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and people that you know through your kids, right? So it's important to, or people even that you know that have kids. So those of you that are like, I don't have any kids, this doesn't apply to me. Yes, it does. Okay. So that's a great place to start when you're first starting thinking about how to grow your business. That is a fantastic place to start is with that list. And, we used to talk about list of 100 and all that kind of stuff. To me, that's a little intimidating. Honestly, if you just start thinking about certain areas of your life and think about the people in those areas, people's names are going to stick out to you, right? So that is where you want to start. However, some other places to think about is past leads from shows that you've done, leads from past parties, so a guest at a party that you absolutely loved. Maybe it is a customer that you've talked to about before about the business, and you're going to circle back to them and ask them again, right? So I have a friend and she I paused and I said a friend because she didn't start as a friend. She started as an employee of our coffee shop all those years ago when we had our coffee shop. And she actually is the sister of one of Eric's closest friends that was a groomsman in our wedding, right? So we go way back, right? And so but I have asked her to join the business. I think we're going on 6 times. And so every now and again, I'm just like, Megan, it's that time again. It's me. I'm not going to give up until you tell me yes. And it's just a silly joke. Whether or not she ever says yes to me, I hope she does because she could rock this business. I'm telling you right now. But whether or not she says yes to me, she feels appreciated. She feels like I want her around because I'm always going after her, and I don't go to her with a big old sales pitch, right? This is a friend. It's practically a family member. That's not somebody that I go with my script and I talk to them about all the features and benefits. That's not what happens here. That is like, girl, you should totally do this. And she's like, first time I asked, she's like, I know, but I truly love my job. I'm like, I get it. But I'm just telling you, if anything shifts, this is the place for you. And then the next conversation was something more along the lines of like, so you still like your job? Like, because I'm still over here. Then I found out she was pregnant and I'm like, oh, girl, don't you want to stay home with them? And she's just like, well, we really could use the money. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but we're still over here, right? And then she comes to the IX sometimes. And so I'm just like, hey, you could be here. Right. And so those are the people that you're reaching out to, right? People that you've talked to in the past, you're circling back to them and make it fun and make it silly. And always, whenever there's somebody that I've asked more than once, I always end with, please take this as the compliment that it is. I just think you're so awesome. I want you around. Right. And just keep it super simple like that. Also, as you're making this list, think about people that you just really love to be around, people that just make you feel good, make you feel good about yourself, that compliment you, that when you leave space with them, you feel better and you have better energy, right? Those are the people you want on your team, right? You don't want to just fill. That's why I don't like the whole list of 100 because sometimes you just put names on there to put names on there, right? You actually want to be choosy about the people that you want on your team. You actually get to choose who you work with here, right? And so choose wisely, okay? Don't choose somebody that drives you crazy, that you take a big sigh every time they're walking towards you, right? Choose somebody that you really enjoy being around, right? You want to talk to your past hosts, right? I still have a host from, oh my God, probably 12 years ago, maybe even 13 years ago. She still is hands down one of my top hosts in my mind because we had so much fun and we connected on a level that I don't know if I've ever connected with a host on that level. And so every now and again I reach out to her and I'm just like, hey, I know you love Tupperware. I'm still over here, right? And so because that's somebody that I want on my team. She was just really sweet, and she, her mother had passed away, so she pulled out all of her mother's Tupperware, and that's why she wanted to do the initial party. And it was just such a sweet, fun party, and that's somebody I want on my team, right? You want to think about future hosts, all right? So these are people you've been trying to date parties with, right? Maybe you just haven't managed to get them in your date book yet. That's a perfect person. And be like, listen, I know you're really busy, or a party or whatever the reason is why they can't do a party, and be like, hey, let's go back and, what else can we do, right? All right. So VIP customers, come on, the people that spend a whole bunch of money, the people that spend a little bit of money a lot, right? Maybe they always buy like a less than $20 item, but they come to you 5 times, right? That's a fantastic person. And past recruits. If you've been in the business long enough and you have past recruits, definitely go back to your past recruits from your team. Go back to them and just, be like, hey, I don't know if the timing's right, but hey, we would love to have you back. A lot has changed, right? I love to go through and like tell them the things that have changed. I'm like, we have a new system. We have a free shopping website. They used to have to pay, okay? For those of you that don't know that. We have a system that's so easy to put in orders. You don't even need to have a catalog in front of you. I love that, right? Because you used to have to always, you're like, I can't place an order without a catalog, right? So it is amazing the updates that we've done. So circle back to some of those people that used to be in Tupperware and let them know about all of the updates. So that's a quick little list that you can make.